First one for like Jordan. Hey, just how does it feel to like be on this side of the win, like in especially in a close game? You guys have been in so many of these games, and I want to say like your past 14 of them, 5 points or when it's 5 points less than 5 minutes. How does it feel to be on the plus side of that as well?
Man, it feels great. It feels great. I mean, like you said, we've been coming close in games. We got the fight, we got the effort, we got the everything. It's just like we're just not pulling out those games, and for us to win today and get a dub, I mean, who doesn't love to win? So, we just got to keep working. Even though we're out the playoffs, we still getting better. So we trying to ruin somebody's season. Trying to make somebody third seed or whatever. So we not done playing. And I'm very proud of this group and how we came out tonight. And of course, I'm happy that we won.
Dom, Zaya hit some huge shots in that fourth quarter and obviously had a strong game off the bench overall. Can you just talk about her performance?
Yeah, Zaya's amazing. We know what she's capable of. She's our spark off the bench, and we know that she can make crazy shots. So now we're just glad to have her perform like that and just coming off the bench and taking advantage of the minute that she got and always make the most of it.
Another bench player, but Taylor Theory hadn't appeared in the last 11 games for you guys. Came in today, more than doubled her career high in minutes played, career high points, rebounds, assists. What did you see from her today, and how big was she for you today, even in areas that maybe didn't show up on the stat sheet?
Tay was huge for us. I mean, she brought that spark. Crashed hard. I mean, like it was like an energy. Like she boosted our energy as soon as she stepped on the court. So when she was going hard, it kind of like made us all want to go hard, harder for sure. So yeah, kudos to her. She stays ready. Like she's a pro. Like she comes in, she puts the work in every day. Like. Y'all might not see it, but we see her working every day, so it wasn't a shock that she came in and was ready.
Dom, 11 points, 8 boards, 3 blocks for you just in the first half. What did you kind of see from their defense that allowed you to really have your game in that first half there?
Yeah, I think we've been talking about our defense for multiple games and how we want to come out aggressive, bench first, and I think that's the mentality we had, the mentality I had. So, and I want to also improve my game and help my defense to keep me going on offense. So sometimes even when I don't make shot, I want to be able to always have the same aggressiveness and energy on defense. So that's really something I focus on today. And we know that we can't win games if we don't play defense. So out of all the conversation that we have, it was always like our defense needs to be on point all the time. And so that's what I was focused on today.
Dom, there was just that matchup between you and Camila. Can you talk about you and Camila Cardoso? Can you talk about that matchup and just in general about this generation of international centers with you, Awa, and Camila? Just what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, of course, great matchup. I mean, Camila is amazing. She's a very, very physical post player, so I knew that I had to do my work early, don't let her steal me, because if I'm behind, it's over for me, basically. So box her out and just like make her move on the defensive side, put her in action. So I think we did a pretty good job. And also she was in foul trouble early. That's something also we did a good job at. I think it's just amazing to see all of us thriving right now from our country, representing our country here and not being scared of anybody and not fading away. I think it's just amazing to see how, and we're all pretty young, so I think for a couple of years we're going to have a lot of fun playing out there together and against each other.
Either one, but if the effort has always been there in the 15 close games, what was there today that wasn't there in those other close games? Communication, the rotation, what was there in this game that flipped it?
I mean, honestly, I can't tell you right now. I have to go back and watch the game. But for me, it felt like, we were just playing, like, with free. Like, I don't know. I can't even explain it. Like, I just felt like it was more like we were like, okay, we're not about to go out. We're not about to go outside. So I feel like we just all just came together and was like, listen, we about to win this game today. And I know we say that every game. We try to win every game, of course, but like, I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think it's just like we were fed up. We just went to
Yeah.
lose. At
Like,
this
we
point.
just,
we
like,
just
come
went to
on,
win
man.
at this point, and that's why we showed tonight. We talk about. I think the biggest thing is how we contained the runs today.
Yeah,
I
that
think
part.
usually in games that we lose, it's like they go on a crazy run at the end and we can't get it back. And today we always stop their run. Like they went to like 6-8 points straight, and then we like cut it off all the way and
facts.
went on the run ourselves. So I think that's the biggest thing for me that I see. But of course we have to go watch and build up from today. Like
Yeah.
this is a start of a new streak, a winning streak for sure for us.
Congratulations on the win, ladies. Dominique, would you talk about Horston's game and what you saw out of her? And then Jordan, you did a little everything tonight.
Everything.
What was your mentality coming
fouling,
into
though.
the game? And congratulations on the World Cup the game yourself.
Now Jordy is amazing. I'm so happy like she's getting back into her rhythm. She's getting back to herself. That's her. Like I'm not even surprised. She's everywhere. She's our defensive anchor on offense. She makes the right read. She's always in the play. Like you can always find her in the cuts and everything. And so she really makes the difference out there. So yeah, I mean. I'm just amazed all the time by like just Jordy's activity, like all like those deflection, those blocks and everything. So it's just I'm just happy that she like almost I think she's gonna even give it some more. So like she's back to her reason, but she's just amazing.
Thank you.
What do you
I'm
think
blessing.
about
I'm
you?
blessing. I'm blessing. I don't want to talk about me. Dom is amazing, y'all. Amazing.
22 points off of turnovers. What were you seeing in transition to maximize those turnovers?
I mean, I just feel like we're just making the right reads, not overcomplicating it. We worked a lot on like finding that extra pass sprays or like in transition, just taking the easy shot. And I feel like we had a great carryover from our shoot around.
You guys got Izzy back a second time over the break. This is just her second appearance at home. Just for both of you, how are you adjusting to having her back, and how is she impacting the team now that she is back on the court?
I love playing with Ezzy. I mean, like you said, I'm the defense anchor. I feel like Ezzy's our defense anchor. Like she's protecting that paint. You know, a lot of times I might funnel a guard into her so that I can see like an amazing block. I know she's gonna be there. But yeah, like it's just like it takes a lot of pressure off of everybody. I mean, cause she flies around, she's there, she's meeting people at the rim, rebounding. Like, I mean, it makes a difference. That's all I gotta say. Guarding the ball, knowing that I have somebody like her behind me, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, everything's.
Hey, just in these last 9 games now, just what things do you want to see from your team? And just, I guess this is kind of, but how important is it to get some more wins before the season ends?
I think right now it's just having fun, I would say. We want to win, of course, and I think winning, it's like just having fun out there, growing. We know what this year was about. It was about building something. It was about growing together, and I think that's what we're doing. I think we're training in the right way. We didn't put any pressure on ourselves in the beginning of the season for any type of goals. We were just trying to thrive as a team, and I think right now that's all we have to do right now. Just keep improving and building up on those games like tonight, and just like try to repeat that and the energy that we had, the fun that we have out there. We're out there like laughing, and if that's what we want to feel. I think that those losing streaks that we have in this season felt really bad, and so we just want to feel good right now and just have fun.
When Chicago did cut it to 2, was there any like self-doubt or like here we go again type of thing, or how did you guys approach that?
I didn't feel that at all. I felt like we know basketball's a game of runs, and like we said before, we wasn't losing this game. And I feel like we all felt like pretty calm in that moment. We knew like that was their run, but we had to just stop it there and make our own run. But like looking down, everybody was locked in. Nowhere, it was no fold, no shake. I feel like we all was on the same page there.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. Just what are the overall thoughts about the win? What do you think were the keys, for this game?
I think they just came out with a lot of focus. The home crowd, the energy that we got from our fans was huge, and just a lot of togetherness. I think we got a lot of stops early, and that's what we wanted to do. And then as the Sky started to kind of figure things out a little bit more, like in the third quarter, obviously, they had a pretty big scoring output. I thought we did a good job of just getting to the next play. Sometimes like like a really well contested three that they hit, but then we come down and like we hit one, you know? So I think just kind of being able to answer when we weren't getting stops, but then getting back to digging in and being able to get those stops to be able to just kind of maintain that lead. But really proud of them, you know, wire to wire. I think they were really determined from start to finish.
Over here. Taylor Theory hadn't played for you in the last 11 games, came in, set career highs in basically every category, 22 minutes. Just, you know, were you expecting to use her as much today as you did, and what did she bring for you today?
Yeah, definitely expecting to use Taylor tonight. You know, we knew that we were going to be going to her. We knew she'd be ready. Really proud of her, though. You know, like I mentioned this in pregame, it's not easy to do that, to just kind of stay ready, you know, play in these play groups and, you know, get the extra workouts in and really be intentional when you do those things, right? Like you have to make those reps be really live, be really, you know, game-like. And, you know, the coaches, I think, do a really good job leading and running those as well. So there was no doubt in my mind that she'd be ready. And, you know, I think the biggest thing was making sure that she was going to feel confident out there without having a lot of playing time before that. And, you know, I think she just focused on the things that she should focus on coming in, right? Like bring energy, crash every time, you know, be tenacious on defense, and then the rest will come. And I thought she did a really, really good job of that. Super proud of her.
It was Dom who said that they, as a team, that you guys were sort of fed up with, like, you know, with all of the losing, and it was Jordan who said that you guys were not going to lose this game tonight. Did you feel that? And
Yes.
just what was the mood and the vibe of the team tonight?
Yeah, I felt that. I kind of felt that at the end of our last game, you know, like listening to them in the locker room afterwards, and then their approach to, you know, the workouts that we had the next day and then the shoot-around we had this morning, like, yeah, I felt it. You know, there was a determination there, and I just kind of felt like they were going to just take the moment and run with it, and especially, you know, at home.
Coach asked you pregame about Jordan, another double-digit scoring night for her, 6 boards, 2 steals. Just what have you liked? What did you like about her in this game specifically?
Yeah, I love her activity. You know, she's everywhere. She's, you know, making plays. When there's a breakdown, all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes Jordan, and, you know, with her wingspan to, you know, get a steal or a deflection. So, you know, just really high level. Her her care factor is super high, and, you know, she's another person that, you know, has been working, and it's really nice to see these last few games and, you know, the steps forward that she's been taking.
Coach, you have a 3-game homestand, started with a win. What are the keys to finish this homestand with a positive record?
You know, I think it's the same thing that we try to focus on today. You know, it starts with the defense. We have to get more stops, you know, and finding ways to do that, finding ways to have multiple efforts, contest, defend without fouling, which we do need to clean up from today's game. But I think it starts there. You know, we're finding ways to score. We're continuing to move the ball. I thought we did a good job of sharing the ball today. So, you know, really our main focal point is our transition defense, our half-court defense, defending without fouling, and finishing possessions.
Coach Jordan mentioned that even though the team's out of the playoffs, you know, something about that pride of ruining someone's season. Could that when you are out of the playoffs, can that, like, possibility of being an obstacle for a team kind of help provide an extra energy or push down the stretch here?
You know, I think that's, like, players are going to find different ways to motivate themselves. Like, these are elite athletes, and they're constantly finding different ways, different challenges. You know, you hear about, like, people looking for bulletin board material or what have you, right? So there's a lot of different things that might motivate people, but I think our approach as a team is really just, like, it's the same from, you know, before and that it is now.
Coach, how big was your team's ability not only just to stop the Sky's offense, but for them to start their own runs, your team to continue to keep that?
Yeah, that's important. You know, basketball is a game of runs, and so when we are struggling to get stops, continuing to keep pace to score is really important. But, you know, again, the next play mentality is what allows the runs to happen in our favor and to kind of minimize the ones that the opposing team has.
Congratulations, Coach, on the W. I imagine having a group of ladies that really enjoy playing with each other, being around each other, makes your job easier. Mm-hmm. But with some of these losing streaks kind of challenge the team as a whole and yourself. How have you found a way to kind of keep their heads pointed in the right direction? To keep their minds on the prize, eyes on the prize, if you will. How have you done that? And kudos to you for doing that.
Appreciate that. I think it's staying positive, focusing on like solutions, and really trying to pour confidence into them and encourage them. But a lot of credit is on them. You know, the way that they haven't wavered. They're the same locker room from day one that they are right now. And that's really incredible. And I'm really fortunate that I get to work with a locker room like that. It's not, you know, it's not something I ever take for granted in the pros. It's not always easy. And with that group, their togetherness, their unselfishness, their commitment to like the culture, you know, over whatever their individual needs are, like it's really special. And so I think that is what generates everything else. Like they're fun, they like to be around each other, and you know they've weathered a tough season, and they're still going out there and like playing super hard and you know making these runs and finding you know whatever ways they can to impact winning.
Coach, you were really pushing the pace early. Was that by design or was that more just opportunistic?
Yeah, we were trying to focus on that, really try to get out and run, you know, getting into our first action early to allow ourselves time if something breaks down to be able to get into like that second action, that third side. Yeah, we were trying to get out and get up the floor as much as we could tonight.
Coach, just some thoughts on what you saw out of Dom and Zaya off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Dom continues to be like a walking double-double. Just the improvement that we've seen from her this season, it's incredible. The leaps that she's taken, you know, maybe one of the most improved, like kind of campaigns from last year to this year that I've seen, and especially at the age of 20, it's really remarkable. She just keeps finding solutions out there. So she's starting to understand like how teams play her, be able to adjust in the moment. You know, I think that she's just going to keep taking those steps forward, but you know, she's arrived. Like she's really determined. She's being a leader for this team. She's willing to take the tough shot, like when I mentioned earlier, the runs, and then we come back and answer. Like some of those were Dom scoring, and you know, making huge shots and timely shots in the right time. And then Zaya as well. Like Zaya's a competitor. She's fearless. You know, she's gonna go in and she's gonna just immediately look to attack and be a bulldog out there. And I just think that she's just such a unique player, the way she can just touch the paint, the physicality, the force that she can play with, and that really, really helps us get our offense going.
Coach, you said that different players, different people have different motivations with, you know, playoffs not being a possibility anymore. What keeps you motivated, and what's your goal for this team with playoffs not being a possibility anymore?
It's this championship foundation. You know, that's what this organization stands for, and that's what this organization has been able to do many times in the history of the Storm, and so we want to get back there. And, you know, we obviously have a very young core, so everything we do this season is important. You know, everything matters, and so I'm constantly thinking about, like, how do I make this matter? What is our foundation? What are we doing to make sure that, you know, as they're into their second year and their third year, or some of them, you know, fifth, sixth, whatever, that like this year helped to make all of them better as individuals and as a team so that we can continue to take steps forward. I think that's really important, and it's definitely what drives, I think, all of us in the building every day.